Let's now shift our focus to Maharashtra, where there's never really a dull day or what we can expect next. Our viewers would remember there is already some sort of growing unease as far as the Aghadi allies are concerned. And amidst this, there are now rumors that are rife that Sharad Pawar, the NCP Supremo, in fact could get a cabinet berth. There are sources within the Ajit Pawar camp that have told us here at CNN News 18 that Ajit Pawar is trying his best to convince Sharad Pawar. Sharad Pawar has been offered a berth in the Union Cabinet. He will be given a cabinet status. This could either be in the Niti Aayog or even the disaster management. Moreover, it's not just him. Supriya Sule is also to be accommodated in the centre, whereas Jayant Patil will likely be accommodated as far as the state cabinet is concerned.
अजित पवार इतने बड़े नेता नहीं है कि जो शरद पवार सबको ऑफर दे सके। अजित पवार को पवार साहब ने बनाया है, पवार साहब को अजित पवार जी ने नहीं बनाया है। 60 साल से भी ज्यादा समय पार्लियामेंट्री पॉलिटिक्स में पवार साहब ने बिता चुके हैं। महाराष्ट्र के 4 बार मुख्यमंत्री, केंद्र में मंत्री रहे बार। उनका जो कद और अवदाय बहुत बड़ा है। तो ये अजित पवार, हसन मुश्रीफ, ये जूनियर लोग हैं, पवार सबको ऑफर देंगे। ऐसा कभी होता है क्या राजनीति में?
And now we're getting some more details coming in. We are now understanding the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Eknath Shinde, has organized a dinner of sorts for all his cabinet colleagues. And the reason this becomes important is this is the first such gathering that has happened post the rebellion that we saw from Ajit Pawar, who then was given the portfolio of the Deputy Chief Minister. Our colleagues are telling us this dinner is to take place tomorrow at the Taj Hotel in Mumbai. This is interesting because, as we said, this is coming at a time when there is some sort of unease in the Aghadi allies. There are rumors that are rife that Sharad Pawar could be given a cabinet berth as well, and something for Supriya Sule and Jayant Patil as well. So now the Chief Minister Eknath Shinde organizing a get-together of sorts for all his cabinet colleagues, which will have ministers from his faction plus others like Ajit Pawar, who joined that rebellion and joined hands with Eknath Shinde and Devendra Fadnavis. Let's also now bring in our colleague Vinaya Deshpande, who is joining us with more details. Vinaya, as I said a short while ago, there's never really a dull day as far as the politics of Maharashtra are concerned. Help us understand what are the kind of details that we're picking up about this get-together that has been organized by the Chief Minister.
Well, absolutely, Ridhima, you're right. There is never a dull day in Maharashtra politics, and you can see that the speculations are rife with respect to the kind of offers that are allegedly being made to Sharad Pawar. It is quite clear that Ajit Pawar has been trying quite hard to get Sharad Pawar on board in order to support the BJP on one hand. On the other hand, it is interesting to see the timing of this get-together that Eknath Shinde and his wife have announced for all their cabinet colleagues. So tomorrow evening, it will be the BJP, the Shiv Sena Eknath Shinde group, as well as the NCP Ajit Pawar group, whose ministers will be a part of a get-together, a warm affair where the Chief Minister has thrown a party for all his cabinet colleagues. Looking at the timing, yes, political tongues have been set wagging because of it, because this is the time when we are learning that quite considerable efforts are being put in by Ajit Pawar in order to bring Sharad Pawar on board on one hand. On the other hand, we are seeing that there has been a continuous disturbance from within the Mahavikas Aghadi itself, where both the Shiv Sena UBT as well as the Congress are looking at whether there can be a plan B with respect to the strategies that they will have to draw. On one hand, the Congress core committee meeting is going on in Mumbai at present, even as we speak, Riddhima. On the other hand, Ajit Pawar, right behind me, is in a hurry with his own ministers and leaders at his official bungalow, Devgiri. So a lot of hectic activities really happening within Maharashtra politics as of now. We are seeing several meetings being held. Inside details of the meetings, the scoop that we got today morning with respect to the alleged offer that a senior leader has claimed. It will be interesting to see how that entire combination pans out tomorrow as well. Back to you.
Taking on from what you're saying, Vinaya, because there are so many parallel developments that are taking place, and going back to the kind of events that we've seen in the last few days, a meeting between Ajit Pawar and Sharad Pawar, which was just called as a family meeting by Sharad Pawar. Then these rumors that arrived that Sharad Pawar could possibly be given a cabinet berth. I want to understand, how are the Aghadi allies preparing themselves?
Well, Ridhima, we have seen the kind of disturbance that whole meeting had caused from within the alliance. Remember on Saturday when Sharad Pawar met Ajit Pawar at a private industrialist bungalow in Pune in Koregaon Park, there were huge speculations with respect to that meeting. Sharad Pawar was next day asked about the meeting as to why it was such a secret meeting and why did Ajit Pawar not come at his place, or the meeting did not take place at any of the houses of the two leaders. At that time, Sharad Pawar had tried to play down that entire event, saying that it was a family meeting, and if people do not know, Ajit Pawar is the nephew. But clearly that kind of an explanation didn't go down well with the alliance partners as well. We saw immediately how Shiv Sena UBT as well as the Congress gave out some strong statements against Sharad Pawar, saying that this kind of a continuous behavior does not suit the stature of a senior leader like Sharad Pawar, and that he should come clean at such a point where there was continuous confusion with respect to where NCP stood. Such kind of meetings only led to spreading of confusion, and that is why we saw that not just did Sanjay Raut have a word with Sharad Pawar, Rahul Gandhi is also slated to intervene in this matter, to have a word with Sharad Pawar, to have a word with Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray as well, in order to chalk out a further strategy, in order to also see if there can be a plan B. But today Sanjay Raut has spoken, saying that India is strong and that he has had a word with Sharad Pawar as well, and there's no offer that Ajit Pawar can make to Sharad Pawar. Back to you.
Vinaya, we'll just request you to stay on with us. Let's take a look at some other political reactions coming in.
हमारे गठबंधन में कोई कंफ्यूजन नहीं है। जहां तक कांग्रेस का सवाल है, कांग्रेस हो या शिवसेना उद्धव ठाकरे जी की, उसमें कोई कंफ्यूजन नहीं है। एनसीपी के बारे में निश्चित तौर पर उन्होंने कहा है कि हमारा ये फैमिली इशू है और हमारा इसमें कोई ऐसी कोई राजनीतिक भूमिका नहीं है। पर मेरे को लगता है कि लोगों में उसके गलत सिग्नल्स जा रहे हैं उसके वजह से, और लगातार ये चीजें आने से एक लोगों में एक संभ्रम का वातावरण निर्माण हुआ है। उसको जितना जल्दी दूर करेंगे उतना बेहतर है।
And we're getting some other breaking developments also coming in amid all of this power tussle that's playing out in Maharashtra. We're now understanding NCP Supremo Sharad Pawar has also called for a key meeting to take place by the end of this week, and this meeting will take place in Pune. It'll be interesting to note who are the kind of people who will be in attendance as far as this core meeting is concerned. And the reason this becomes important is, as I pointed out, there are rumors that are rife that Sharad Pawar could get a cabinet berth. Sources within the Ajit Pawar camp are also saying that he's spoken to Sharad Pawar about the same as well. So will be interesting to note what is the agenda of this meet, which is now being called by Sharad Pawar. Let's continue the conversation with our colleague Vinaya Deshpande, who continues to be with us on the broadcast. Vinaya, help us understand any more details that you're picking in terms of people who are going to be in attendance as far as this core meeting is concerned?
Well, Ridhima, let me tell you one thing. What we are definitely looking forward to is not just this meeting, but also the public rally. The first public rally after such a big hiatus that Sharad Pawar is slated to take tomorrow in Beed. Now, this is something where we believe that Sharad Pawar will amply clarify his stance and talk about what position he is taking. Not just that, the meeting that is slated to happen in Pune, where Sharad Pawar will possibly be joined by some senior leaders. We also know that leaders like Anil Deshmukh or Rajendra Tope, who are continuing to be with Sharad Pawar as of now, Jayant Patil, Jitendra Avhad are some of the names that we will see in attendance in that meeting most likely. But at a time when we are seeing that several NCP MLAs have shied away from taking sides, not just that, we are seeing MLAs attend meetings from both the sides, the meetings that Ajit Pawar holds as well as the meetings that Sharad Pawar holds. Whether this kind of a meeting will really be reflective of the show of strength that both Ajit Pawar and Sharad Pawar are trying to show is it will possibly not be an indication of that, is my reading. We will have to still wait and watch, but at a time when we are also seeing that Nawab Malik is out of custody and he is out on conditional bail, even that facet we will have to consider about how that plays out, as both the factions have tried to claim that he supports them. He is not allowed to speak to the media, so he will clearly not issue any statements with respect to that. But several developments, whether that meeting will be any indication of the kind of support that Sharad Pawar enjoys, questions are raised over it. Back to you.
Vinay, another aspect that I want to understand from you, and this is purely from a Karyakarta, a worker's perspective. When these meetings happened between Ajit Pawar and Sharad Pawar and kind of rumors that are still rife, is there no confused signals that are being sent to the Karyakartas? Because I thought that when Sharad Pawar had taken the decision to step down, there was a lot of back and forth because Karyakartas wanted him back, then he accepted the decision. Now the rebellion happened. Now, clearly considering the fact Ajit Pawar and Sharad Pawar are in two separate camps, when a meeting like this happens, doesn't it send a confused signal to the Karyakarta?
Well, there is absolutely no doubt about that, Ridhima, and that is exactly what the alliance partners seem to be telling Sharad Pawar, that look, at a time when the Karyakartas themselves are confused which way to look, they are themselves divided as to whether they should support Ajit Pawar or Sharad Pawar. When Ajit Pawar himself says several times on record that Sharad Pawar is not different from Ajit Pawar and that both of them are in the same camp and there are no different camps, giving a clear-cut hint to the Karyakartas as to where to look. At such a point, continuously meeting not just Ajit Pawar but the leaders of Ajit Pawar camp will send confusing signals. As of now, the kind of conversations that I have been having with the party cadres, the grass level Karyakarta, the idea seems pretty clear, Ridhima. They seem to be telling me that for them, it isn't really that Sahib is different from Ajit Pawar, and at the end of it all, the family will still come together and the family will stick together. So the confusion from within the cadres continues and will possibly continue for a while till at least these meetings stop, or till we see Sharad Pawar take any substantial stance of not meeting with his nephew, with the leaders who have gone in his nephew's camp and who are now sitting as ministers. Remember, not seeing a unified NCP, if there is any divide within the NCP, that is something that Ajit Pawar at this point in time will find a difficult battle to fight. Back to you.
Vinay, we'll just request you to stay on with us because there are some other developments also now coming in. And this is Supriya Sule, who's denying all allegations amid all that's happening in Maharashtra. Supriya Sule busting speculations, saying it's a democracy. Anyone can say whatever they wish to. There is nothing really to clarify as long as our intent is in the right place. Vinaya continues to be with us. So Vinay, I want to understand, how should we read the kind of response that's coming in from Supriya Sule? Supriya Sule is saying there is nothing really to clarify. It's a democracy. People say a lot of different things. As long as our intent is in the right place, we know where to go.
Well, yes, Ridhima, even yesterday we saw Supriya Sule speak about the meeting between the two leaders, and she has tout the same line that Sharad Pawar had tout. This is classic. In fact, we have seen that even in the past, when any such controversies have arisen, Sharad Pawar has barely ever spoken about them outright in the public immediately after there were such controversies. Supriya Sule now, while speaking about it, has really not addressed the issue. She has not said if there really was any such offer in place or not, what was the response that was there from Sharad Pawar. She has only gone ahead to say that whoever wants to say anything, they are free to say that they are in a democracy and they know their intent. This is, classic again. Even at a time when Ajit Pawar had split and had joined the BJP, the initial guarded reaction from Supriya Sule was also a similar one, where she said that the family will continue to stick together, and now this is a very mature, they were all at a very mature stage in life to understand that professional relations are different from personal relations and that they will not intermingle. The same recourse was taken by Sharad Pawar when he said that as the elderly of the family, he met with his nephew and there should be no issue with respect to that. Supriya Sule seems to be tying the same line second day in a row. Yesterday she spoke about it.
Sure.
Today, after these speculations are out, after a senior leader spoke, without saying anything about
Sure.
the kind of speculations that have done round, she hasn't refuted
Yeah.
them, nor has she confirmed them. Back to you.
Vinaya, so there's a lot happening. Keep a close eye on all those developments for us. We'll have to leave that conversation there. We're also now getting in a reaction coming in from Supriya Sule. Let's listen in.
नहीं, फॉर मी इट्स अ डेमोक्रेसी. तो जिसको जो चाहे बोले, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, क्योंकि हम लोग तो कुछ बोल ही नहीं रहे. संजय राउत जी का स्टेटमेंट आप पढ़ चुके हैं, और बाकी के स्टेटमेंट आई थिंक इट्स अ डेमोक्रेसी. और मैंने जैसे आपको कहा कांग्रेस के बारे में, मैं जब दिल्ली में रहती हूँ तो माननीय सोनिया जी, माननीय राहुल जी, माननीय खड़गे जी, गौरव गोगोई जी, उनकी सारी दिल्ली की जो लीडरशिप है, उनसे रोज बात, एक दो दिन बात हमारी होती रहती है. वी आर इन कांस्टेंट कांटेक्ट विद देयर डेली लीडर्स.
एक जो महत्वपूर्ण सवाल लगातार,
और मैं एमपी हूँ, तो मेरा संबंध वैसे दिल्ली की लीडरशिप से आता है ज्यादा.